Hello and welcome to Grok Knows Excel. My name's Jeff, I'm glad you're here. Let's just jump right in. In previous videos, I've shown how we can use Copilot to get help with Excel. But what if we don't have a full Copilot license? Like, do other LLMs know Excel? Like, does Grok know Excel? This video comes from my full AI and automations training program, so if you'd like to learn more about that, feel free to check out the link. But now, let's find out if Grok knows Excel. Project 1. In this video, we're going to get some Excel assistance from Grok. We're going to get help understanding a formula, writing a formula, understanding VBA, writing VBA, and just general how do I do this in Excel type of questions. Let's take a look at our Excel file. So the first exercise is, how do I get help understanding a formula? So let's say we open this workbook and maybe we wrote a formula here, like this one. Maybe we wrote it a long time ago and we forget the details, or maybe we didn't write it at all. Maybe we inherited it and it's been going on and being used at the company for years, and we inherit this workbook, we open it up and we don't understand it. So we're going to get some help understanding a formula. So our prompt would be something like, explain the following Excel formula. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do a standard Control-C copy, and then let's head to Grok. So we're going to say, explain the following Excel formula, and I'm going to do a Control-V paste and hit enter. Okay, now this is cool. It explains the SUMIFS function, and as you can see, it explains each and every function argument to give us a better understanding of what's going on. And I love this summary at the end. In plain language, this formula sums all the values in the amount column of table 1, where the corresponding dates in the date column fall between and including the dates found in cell C7 and C8. And that is exactly right. Like, SUMIFS, we're adding the values in the amount column, we're only including those rows where the date column is greater than or equal to the date in C7, and where the date column is less than or equal to the date in C8. So this explanation is exactly correct. Okay, cool. Let's go to the next exercise. Exercise 2. Now we want to get help writing a formula. So our objective is we want to allow the user to enter any year they want, and then we want a formula that will create the last day of the month for every month in that year. So I've written out the prompt for you, so you can just copy it. And by the way, when you're copying and pasting, rather than selecting the cell, I've had better luck where I actually select the text within the cell and do a Control-C copy. So your mileage may vary, but that's a little trick that I use. So write a formula in cell B11 that will generate a list of the last days of each month for the year stored in C7. So let's head over here. Let's set up a new chat and paste and enter. Okay, so it gives us a basic explainer. It actually gives us the formula, which has this copy button, so we can just copy it. And then in addition to just giving us the formula, it also explains exactly what's going on. And there's some little notes down here. We'll just skip those for now. Let's head back over here. And I'm going to hit F2 to go into cell's edit mode, and I'm going to Control-V paste, and then I'll hit enter, and sure enough, that looks good. And what if I change this to 2020, 1980, okay, and 2040, and 2030. So that appears to be working. So that's how we can get help writing a formula if we're not exactly sure which functions to use. Let's go to the next exercise, exercise 3. Here we want to get help understanding some VBA code. So maybe we hired a developer a while ago and they created an Excel macro for us and we don't understand what it is or really how to make changes to it. Or maybe we inherited this workbook and it's been used at our company for many years and it has a macro and I don't know what it is. So in my Masters 2 class, I talk all about VBA and the code editor, so I'm not going to go into elaborate details about it. You can reference the Masters 2 lessons though. But anyway, I'm going to open up the Visual Basic Code Editor. And I'm going to copy this code, Control-C copy. I'm going to head back over here, and I'm going to say explain the following Excel VBA code. And I'm going to Control-V paste and enter. Let's break down the Excel VBA code step by step. Okay, it gives this structure. It defines a subroutine. It talks about declaring the variables, which all looks good. And it explains them. Variable initialization, that looks fine. And then writing the formula out to the cell. So let's skip down to the summary. This VBA script does the following. It takes the currently selected range in Excel, it calculates how many rows are in the section, then it writes a subtotal formula that sums up all visible cells in this range, or in this selection, to the cell right below the selection. Finally, it selects the cell with the new formula. And that's exactly right. So let's see about making a change. Currently, it's summing. So I'll say change the code to find the average instead of the sum. Okay, here's how you can modify it to calculate the average. And it gives us the code with a little copy button. And then it explains the formula change in detail, including this one line. So we could also just copy that one line if we'd like. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this whole thing, head back over to the Visual Basic Editor, grab all this stuff and just paste right over it and confirm that that change has been made. So that's an example of how we can use AI to understand VBA code that we encounter and how we can use it to make changes to that code as desired. Let's go to the next exercise, exercise 4. What about writing VBA from scratch? Well, what if we want to create a macro that inserts as of and then whatever date is here into the print footer in the center area for each worksheet within the workbook? And we don't know how to do that. So let me copy all this text and let's cruise over here. New, and paste, and go. All right, and it gives us the steps. Press Alt F11 to open the VBA editor, insert a new module, write this code, run the macro. So let me go ahead and copy this. Let's cruise back over here, and let's go back to the code editor, and let's paste it in, and let's just give it a try. Update footer with date. So I'm gonna cruise back over here, view, macros, view macros, update footer with date. Well, hold on. We need to look at the footer first. Let's go to page layout. We'll use this. We'll look at header footer and we'll see it's empty. Okay, so let's cancel. Now let's run it. View macros, view macro, run. Okay, let's go back here and here and here. And as of 1/1/2030. Now, let's see if it can make a little change here. Let's say change the date format to show the month name fully spelled out and no leading 0 before the day. All right, let's copy that updated code. Cruise back over here. Control V paste. Cruise back over here. View, macros, view macros, update footer, run. It's complete. Let's go back here and here. Check out header footer, and that looks better. Okay, so that's an example of getting help writing VBA. Let's go to the next exercise, exercise 5. We can also use it for general, like, how do I types of questions. So for example, how do I create a report that summarizes the data in this table and shows totals by region? Let me go ahead and copy this prompt, head back over here, new, paste, go. To create a report in Excel that summarizes the data, follow these steps. Ensure your data is organized in a table. use pivot table for summarization. So select any cell within the table, go to Insert, Pivot Table, Create, okay? Configure, drag fields to the pivot table, drag the region into row labels, and drag sales or amount into values, and then customize it, and then there's some formatting and final touches. So let's cruise back over here and let's see if those steps work. First I was supposed to do this, then go to Insert, Pivot Table, then click OK, and then I was supposed to drag region into rows and amount into values, and that looks exactly right. So that's an example of a basic Excel, like how do I do this type of question. Let's go to the next exercise, exercise 6. Okay, in Excel, how do I show only the West region transactions for the data in this table? So let me just copy all this stuff. Let's cruise over here, new, paste, go. To show only the West region transactions in Excel, follow these steps. Select your table, filter, or use the arrow in the header row of the table if it's visible, which ours is. Okay, if it doesn't have it, you can go to Table Tools Design and click Filter, which is correct. Apply the filter, click the drop down, for example, in a guessed region, because I never told it the column name. Uncheck Select All, then check the box next to West, and then view the filtered data. And then there's some extra tips. So let's go over and see if this will work. I go to the region drop down, I uncheck Select All, I select West, and I click OK. And that looks about right. So that's how we can use Grok to help us understand formulas and write formulas, understand and write VBA, and answer general how do I type of questions within Excel. Hopefully this has been helpful. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
This video is a production of Excel University.